Hi, everybody. Happy New Year from Fathericity.
Welcome back, guys. We are ready on a Taco Tuesday, so we're going to knock this out quick because I got tacos outside waiting on me here.
Oh, I just had a taco salad.
See?
Yeah. See, just
So,
had a taco salad.
yeah. So what are we going to talk about today, Jermaine?
Well, we kind of talked about it before since it is, the first week of January, a brand new year, 2023 is here. We figured we would talk about father resolutions or goal setting for fathers this year and what you and I kind of have on our planning list to figure out what we can do to be better dads and husbands and fathers. So
Yeah. Do,
dads and fathers are the same thing. So
do you have like a list of stuff you try to do like every year that's kind of reoccurring resolutions?
yeah, for the longest, I think I'm like everybody else. The new year, new me. Got to go to the gym and got to lose some weight and got to do all that. And want to do that this year, but my focus isn't going to the gym. My focus isn't, trying to get all big and bulky by February because it's not going to happen. I got a gym membership a year and a half ago and not really haven't gone lately. So
Are you still
I was
paying
going to
every
do it
month?
sadly.
Okay, so you pay every month and don't go. I
The
suspended mine.
motivation,
Yeah.
the motivation is to go at some point, but
Yeah.
I don't. I ran into this last year. Like I did the whole new year, new me, and myself and my wife. We were going to the gym 3, 4 times a week for like the first 2 weeks of the new year, just like everybody else. And then life got you and you just stopped going. So,
Yeah, there's a reason you didn't go most of the time last year, and you're still gonna have those same problems this year.
no, I know, but that's why my focus isn't going to the gym. Now, in my mind, I'm thinking that's the motivation I need to go reverse psychology on myself. But the idea is not to fall in that trap of always thinking you got to go to the gym and you push real hard like most people do the first 2 weeks after the new year, and then you just fall off a cliff. So my mindset is if I don't go the first 2 weeks, I won't fall off the cliff.
Okay, that's one of the silliest things I've ever heard in my life. I mean,
But
that's like saying, no, no, no. I, I'm gonna make a lot of money this year. I'm just not gonna do it in the first half of the year, and then I won't be having all those expectations on myself or something like that. I mean, I don't. How do you just sit back? I'm not gonna try it first, so then it won't seem like I have to try later on.
so my idea was this: I'm still doing stuff. For example, the room I'm in right now, my wife got an elliptical years ago for a Christmas gift because that's what she
Uh-huh.
wanted.
Right,
She
right.
wanted an elliptical. So I've actually, for the last few weeks, even before New Year's, I've been on the elliptical 3, 4 times a week.
Okay.
So my idea is not just to not show up. My idea is to continue to progress what I've already been doing and then work myself up into going back to the gym.
I got you. I got you. Yeah, I definitely need to replace because since we stopped playing basketball, I have like zero activity other than like working and going and playing golf every once in a while.
Yeah.
So I've got to get back to a point that's kind of one of the things I want to do is get to where I'm actually more, even if it's just walking in the mornings or the evenings or something. I got to get something going because as dads, we all want to kind of stay in the best shape we can to where we'll be able to play with our kids and be here as long as we can for our kids, right?
Yeah. Because the last thing I want is, like I said, our sons too. I'm an older dad, not like decrepit, but I'm in my
You're old.
40s.
You're old. I mean, it's
Yeah,
fine.
I'm going to be 42 this year at some
Woo.
point. Yeah, and my son is 2, and he is faster than me, but I need to have the stamina to catch up to him once he starts running down those aisles in Walmart, because we're back in that mindset of I'm the enemy and his mom is the best person ever. So he tries to avoid me most times.
Well, we'll see about next week. I mean,
Yeah.
it is what it is. That's just part of what comes with it. So, I snuck a tortilla chip. I'm about to die.
Yeah.
Hold on. Knew I shouldn't have done that.
So I'm trying to make it the old. I'm trying to make it the old age. You're trying to kill over on the podcast. That's not good.
No, no. I'm gonna make it. It'll be okay. But yeah, so one of my things that I want to do, me and my wife were talking about is like we want to do more. We say this almost every year, but we want to do more camping. The kids are old enough now to where they can appreciate it. Let's go enjoy nature and go some places to where we can do some hikes and some things like that and just get out there a little bit more than what we've done in the last year or two. For whatever reason, we were on a little kick to where we were doing it and then we stopped. So we've got to get back in the kind of back in the swing of things.
Same. We went camping a couple times uh, during the summer last year, and we learned quickly summer camping is hot.
Yeah, spring and fall, man. Spring and fall. You don't want to be out there when it's super cold. You don't want to be out there when it's 110. You want
And
you
I'll be honest. I thought I was going to get over. I thought I was going to be smart. So I think y'all have a state park pass here in
Yep.
Texas.
Yeah.
I have a state park pass. So it's a great little thing to get membership to have. I was like, I can be a park host.
Oh,
My
no, no, no.
family, we can be park host and we can stay free at any campsite in the state of Texas at any state park. Do scrub some toilets, do some small menial task, and be park host, and just travel all the time. A week here, 2 weeks there, all that stuff. Fill out the application, get accepted. They're like, a park ranger will get with you. And he got with me and sent me an email, and it had like 15 questions on it. Like, have you ever done this before? Do you have construction equipment? Are you good driving forklifts and maintenance type things and this and that? And I was like, wait, this is. I thought I was going to scrub some toilets.
Yeah, no, it's a job application, man. You're gonna get to do a little something.
Yeah, they'll now the requirement is you got to do like 24, 25 hours a week worth of you got to log in time to
Right.
get the free stuff. Well, I was like, hey, I can answer all these questions because again, there's like 15. I'll answer all your questions, but I answer this one for me, and I'll answer the rest of them. How long do you have to be a park host for? Because again, I'm thinking a week, maybe 2 weeks.
What is it? 1 to 3 months minimum?
Yeah, the first time you do it, they want you to do it 3 months straight. I was
Right.
like, I'm out.
But you could do that during the summer. You're a teacher. Y'all could get out of school and go live at a park somewhere for 3 months.
No,
Well, I mean, you
no.
could
With
theoretically.
daycare and like my
You wouldn't
wife
need
wants to get out
daycare.
and
Y'all would
stuff.
be y'all would be at a state park. You'd be on vacation for 3 months, living the
Down
dream.
the road, down the road. We have a state park not too far from where we live. So it'd be just down the street. That's
No,
not really
you'd have to
a
go off
weekend,
somewhere.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, weekend, yes. If it was
Okay.
Galveston, even Galveston, I couldn't do that for 3 weeks. No,
Okay.
that's too
So you
much
don't need to
time.
be a park
Three
host. You
months.
just need to go be a camper. That's what you are. You're
Well, I am now because I thought I'd get away for you know free rent, but no, it ain't free rent, and you were there for 3 months locked
yeah.
in.
Yeah. They don't
I
want
can't do
park
that.
hosts jumping from one to the next. They want you to be there, kind of be able to count on you to do a little something.
See, I thought I could do it for a week at a time. 2 weeks I can do. 3 weeks maybe, not 3 months.
Yeah, it's okay.
Summer's only 2 months.
This
Summer's
way
only
you get to
two.
go see more parks.
Yes,
So that'll be good. Because how many
but
different parks did y'all go to? I know y'all had plans to go to several this year.
um, again, Fort Parker. We went to Fairfield. We really like Lake Brownwood and Brownwood. We really like that one.
You like that one? I got drawn on a hunt at Lake Brownwood State Park here about 4 or 5 years ago, and it was okay. But the people, the staff were nice. Everybody there, we pretty much had the park to ourselves whenever that's going on. There's not any other campers in there. So, all right, so that's
Yeah.
3 parks.
Fort Boggy, but they don't have anything there.
I had never been to that one. I've seen it down by Centerville area, but I haven't.
Oh, they have some amazing cabins. They have like 5 cabins, and they're not like just like screened in shelters or anything. They're nice, but yeah, we can go off like maybe Inks Lake in the Austin area. Uh, Galveston would be fun. Uh, East Texas maybe
Yeah.
some places like that, Tyler or something like that, or
I mean, they're all over
Cooper
the place.
Lake.
San Angelo's not that bad. We went and stayed at the got a cabin at the San Angelo State Park, and it was pretty good. Of course, I mean,
So
we've
we
got
like we
friends that live out there, so they're like 5 minutes down the road. So their cabins didn't have restrooms in them, so that was the only thing. But we could just go if when we needed showers, we could go over, like I said, run to their house and kind of. We did it as part of a. I went hunting with him and his son, and me and my boys went, and then the girls kind of did their thing. So, but it was as far as staying there, it wasn't bad. It's pretty.
yeah, but yeah, I'm with you. We want to do that a bit more early in the summer rather than later. We went, I think, the middle of June
Yeah, but I
and then
mean,
the
really,
middle of
by the time
July.
y'all get out of school, the weather's already. I mean, it's already
Yeah,
hot.
so we got to find some weekends
Spring break.
before April. Yeah, well, spring break's gonna be good. So we paid off our camper, so maybe
There you
we'll be
go.
able to take that going and do some stuff. Now that it's paid for and it's ours, everything will fall apart. So
Well, I don't know. So you paid off something. This is something we run into too. So you pay something off, and you should have this extra money that's like accumulating in the bank account or can go towards something else. It seems like all the time there's always something for the kids or somewhere it just disappears.
daycare,
Oh, okay. All yours goes
all
to
the
daycare.
free money goes to daycare.
Hey, homeschool. So I don't know nothing about daycare. Grandparents
Few
are my
more years,
grandparents,
we might be there. We may be dropping ours off with y'all. I don't know.
man. Yeah, it'll be crazy. But yeah, my wife's excited about starting school back this week too. So
So
the kids
good.
not so much, but
Then we start back this week, and whew, come on, May. That's all I can say. Come on, May.
yeah, all the kids are coming back. They've just been laying around doing all the fun Christmas stuff and New Year stuff here for 2 weeks. So now you get them back. I mean, I know mine, it's not that bigger like scenery change for them, but it's just a mindset change having to go back and start doing stuff.
Well, yeah, and I got seniors, so it's just going to be a big mess. They're just worried about May, so
Right.
they just want to push to May. So I'm gonna push to May and then further because we were talking about what other resolutions, goals you have, and you mentioned this. We kind of talked before. You're not big on the resolution thing. You have a few things like you mentioned. You got anything else because you're not big on this giant list
No,
of things you got to do.
I just have a couple things that I need to be working on like all the time, and they stay pretty consistent. But yeah, there's no at this point. I mean, I'm 40. I'm married.
Yeah, you're
I have,
old.
I have my family. What am I going to do? I mean, this is pretty much my life. This is what I'm doing now.
Who's
This is where
yeah
I'm at. I think
yeah
a lot of dads may be like that. I mean, a lot of time, unless you're going through some stuff, we don't normally make like gigantic life decisions and alter everything. I think for the most part, or at least I know I like consistency without a bunch of change. I'm big on that.
yeah. And I think so that kind of leads to what I'm gonna try to do this year. Again, not so much resolutions, but when I explain it, it's gonna sound like way more than resolutions, and it's gonna sound cheesy. But Steve Harvey talked about it a lot, and I've seen a lot of other people talk about him a lot. And I think it's one of those things that is gonna help me do what I want to do this year and beyond, and that's a vision board. So I
You
need some
talked about
like
that, yeah. You
yeah,
said you were going to do one. So have you done it yet? Or you
it's all written down. I don't have the pictures yet. You can do it without pictures, but it's done. I got like 5 things I want to do, like 5 areas of focus.
okay?
Um, the first one was my faith, growing in that. So looking at that aspect of my life and my family's life, because again, everything that's on there is about me, but it's about me being a better father and husband
I was good
for
as a
those around
dad.
me.
Yeah, as a dad, nothing ever is all about you. I mean,
Yeah,
everything about you affects your family to some extent. So everything, all of your aspirations are family aspirations.
yeah. So I got that going on. I put a health section on there. Um, I'm not like fat. I'm fat. I'm not like my 600 pound life fat, but I can lose some weight. So my mindset is to kind of work on that. I got a number I wrote down like, hey, maybe in a year, that's kind of where you want to be at. Just look at that number, focus on it. But like the bigger thing is the the weight, the goal weight isn't the thing. It's the steps I gotta take to make changes is the focus.
Okay.
So yes, I want to lose weight, but getting up at 5 a.m. every day to get my day started before everyone else wakes up. Hold myself accountable to that. Um, Getting off high blood pressure medicine. Doing the things that gets me off that to be healthier for my wife and my son. Focus on that. The weight will fall off eventually, and if it doesn't, if I'm still healthier, I'm good. Um, just find more creative outlets doing this with you, creating stuff, just trying to put ideas out into the world. There's some things I focused on, and then like reconnecting with my wife. Like we're not going through issues, but you know how it goes. You've got 3 kids. We have our one here with us.
Yeah.
Sometimes you forget about your wife as your wife, and she's like your partner as your other parent, and you kind of forget, how to date your spouse. So that's a big focus for me this year too.
Yeah, that's pretty tough, especially in the early years because they kids require so much attention. From most of the time, it starts from her, so you're not getting all the attention that you need, and then or you're used to getting, let's say, because you know this is a time and a season to where you're going to go through this, and don't want to say anything. You want to hold out to where okay, it's not that big a deal. The kid will get bigger, and we'll still be there. But you have to do those little things. Try to take little dates that you can and get away from it and just remember, the couple that y'all were. If you'll remember, I tried to tell you whenever y'all were getting ready to have kids, enjoy these months that y'all have just the two of y'all because it's going to be there's going to be a time to where the free time that you used to have or the spontaneity you used to have is not going to be there. It's a production
Definitely
of
not.
anything. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's the one thing that definitely one of the bigger things I'm looking forward to is, like I said, challenging myself to. And my wife wrote the same thing down on hers. She did one too. We both said the same thing, and just making sure that we find time to reconnect as husband and wife, and as instead of mom and dad, just because we can talk about. We're at that point. To be honest with you, we could talk about anything and everything around our son, but if he's at daycare or he's not around
Yeah.
and we're not talking about him,
Uh,
we kind of don't have much to talk about.
Yeah,
So we
well,
really
I
got to
mean,
work on
because
that.
he's such a big part of y'all's life right now that's what y'all have. That's where your focus is. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, y'all have y'all's other things going on, but that's just your common ground that you can conversate about. And then a lot of times I think, I don't know, this happens to me, but you'll have things going on outside, like say, especially with my wife staying at home with the kids. So I've got stuff going on outside that are issues and problems, but I don't want to bring those and add those on to her with everything she's dealing with.
Yeah,
So that's where I think a lot of us dads get to where we kind of tuck stuff away and don't put all that out there because it's like, okay, we can talk about the family stuff, the house stuff, the kids, all of that, but I don't want to bring all my outside issues in for you to have to deal with that too.
yeah, and that's interesting that you say that. That was a thing I wrote down, and I think we might have talked about this just ever so slightly before. I remember watching a video and a guy was walking and he was like, hey, dads, men, where are your friends?
Yep.
Not your acquaintances, not people you know. As a man, where are your guy friends? And he's like, I'll be honest in saying this, you probably don't have any. You have people you hang out with at work, you socialize with, but like you mentioned with the burdens, like who's the your guy friend, your male friend that you can go to and just unload stuff that's going on in your house, in your, in your life, all that kind of stuff. And I made that goal as like, hey, find some male friends
Yep.
to hang out with, to,
Hey,
kind of like what this podcast is, but on a even deeper level, like find some male friends so I don't have to unload on my wife when I want to unload on something.
for sure, and it helps, like I said, having somebody that's going through a similar struggle than you are, that's kind of at the same. I mean, it helps to have like people that's gone through what you've been through, but also people that are dealing with it right now. Because the feeling when you're down in the trenches is completely different than what it is looking back or before you get there. And I mean, looking back, you kind of remember it, but if you're the one that's not losing sleep right now, or you're not actually changing the diapers, you remember how excited you were to get out of that phase, but
Mm-mm.
you're not in the middle of it.
I just bought. We literally just bought 3 more packs of diapers today, and we're
Really?
getting asked about potty training. And like, man, I don't know when it's gonna happen. But and it besides you, I got to find some other dudes to vent to.
Yeah, no, I mean it does. I'm pretty fortunate. I have two really good friends since high school that I can call and talk about different stuff with, and especially I have one that his family homeschools too. So like, I mean, we're right there in the same battles, and it's nice to have somebody that you talk to that you have zero worry about judgment most of the
Yeah,
time, because with him, I mean, he's probably said or done worse stuff than what I'll do, so I know that I don't have to worry about that. But there's definitely something I don't know, freeing about the fact that you could call and say anything, and it's all good. Now, one thing I will say, and this is what you'll learn as you do that, you have to preface these conversations with, "Hey, who all's in the car with you?" Because you want to make sure that you don't say anything if he has wife, kids, church
yeah,
members, whatever in the car with you before you start.
yeah.
But yeah, no, that
Like,
is a big thing.
yeah. Like I gotta make sure I gotta be careful what I say on here because there are times where I'm replaying this just to hear it,
Uh huh.
and my wife will be right there. She's like, "Why'd you say that about me?" I was like, "If you wait, wait like 2 minutes, I'm gonna like
Yeah,
unbury myself out of that hole and apologize for what I said and bring it back to where it makes sense. Like let the story come full circle." So yeah, I definitely got to make sure. Again, I'm not trying to bash. Like for example, I'm not trying to bash my wife. I love her. Like she's an amazing mom, amazing wife. Like I'm not bashing her by any means, but sometimes as dudes, we just kind of
yeah.
we say it because we know we can because we don't think she's there.
Well, and I mean, I think that's some of the male bonding too is in a
Yeah,
little bit of that. I mean, maybe that's something that's wrong with us, and it should all be, building our significant others up all the time. But I mean,
oh, I
nobody
do
wants.
to her face.
I know, but nobody wants to just sit around and have you brag about how great your wife is. I mean, at some point that kind of grates on you. We a lot as humans, I think we'd all rather hear negative stuff than positive stuff. Is that
Oh yeah,
I just
positive is uncomfortable.
Yeah, because I mean, if it's so much better than mine, now I feel like you're talking down to me, or I'm gonna feel bad or start comparing your situation to mine. And
Or you
that's
want
something.
something.
Yeah, and guys have to be careful with that too, to where your situation is your situation. You can't be looking at somebody else's and thinking, "Oh, if I had this, everything would be perfect," or "If I could just get to here, I'll be satisfied," because there is no getting somewhere and being satisfied. It's like the journey to there, you may find satisfaction, but once you get there, there's so many people that accomplished everything they wanted to do, and they're just miserable because now they don't have
Yeah.
any goals or anything. And as men, we struggle with that. I know that's a thing for me. Like, I like the challenge getting up there. And then there's this like sense of letdown once you've accomplished something that you went for.
Like that's it.
Yeah,
Like
exactly.
that's it. Like you do it and then you realize that there's no chase. The chase is what's exciting. And then when you catch it, you're like, oh, now what?
Yeah, exactly. There's no big sense of fulfillment. If it is, it's short lived. And then
Yeah.
now it's like, okay, now I got to find the next thing that kind of, gets me excited about chasing after. And that's
Yeah. So that's the kind of stuff I'm talking about with my vision board. But like just instead of just saying it in my head, like I want to do this, or writing a list and then putting it in some book and throwing it away. Like I've got to like once I'm like really done with this vision board, I'm gonna put it at the places I can see it every day, and it be there in my face, reminding me constantly of what it is I want to accomplish, not for today, not just for next week, but for hopefully a lifetime. So I like the vibe I'm giving myself right now. And I'm not like, usually, like I said before, the gym, it's the third day of January. You know how many people woke up today after going to the gym twice and were like, I don't want to go today.
Yeah, it's like, I could skip one day.
Yeah, and then one day we become two, and in 2 days we become 2 weeks. And yeah, I don't want to be there, and so I
Yeah.
gotta hold myself accountable.
I
I even
think
got to.
I think the gym and church are like two of the things that it's easiest to skip, and then you convince yourself, I'll skip this week. And so you skip it, and then next week comes around, it's just a little easier to skip that next time. And then a
And it's
little
funny you
easier,
say
and
that.
it builds. That I think that's just exactly what happens.
It's funny you say that because what do you know this with your faith and all. We're kind of everywhere, but it all ties together. When you pray for something, what do you usually get? For example, I didn't learn this till much later in life. Don't pray for patience.
Well, it's true.
Don't pray for wisdom because your life gets a lot harder and you're wondering, why is my life so hard? And you keep praying for patience and wisdom, and life gets harder and decisions have to be made and you just don't know what to do. And then you realize, usually after it's too late, oh, that was the patience. That was the wisdom I was praying for. Those were
Yeah,
the
you,
opportunities
you
for
definitely
those
have to be
things.
careful. You definitely have to be
Yeah.
careful what you pray for. That's for sure. Because
So I wrote that stuff on my vision board, and the church that we go to, I get a text this afternoon, and the pastor's like, "Hey, would you like to share your testimonial at Sunday brunch this week?" And I'm reading that text like, no, I don't want to do that. But then, like you just, I mean, it just
yeah,
dinged in my head when you said that. I was like, oh, it's on my board. It's
yeah.
in my face every day, and I didn't realize it till right now. So I guess I'm gonna be sending my pastor a text.
Yeah. Tell him, yeah, I guess I will come and tell it to everybody.
I don't know what I'm talking about, but we'll figure it out.
Yeah, no, it's fine. You'll figure something out when you go up there, and it'll come to you. But yeah, no, that's definitely one of those things to where you have to be careful what you ask for, because a lot of times the things we want are a lot tougher to get than we think they will be. I mean, and that's just the truth. If you see you want to be this type of person, well, you just want to be there. You don't want to have to go through all the tribulations and the struggles to get there. You just want to automatically snap your fingers and have
Mm-hmm.
that quality, or be at this point in your life. And being able to embrace the struggle is something that we've all got to get better.
Yeah, and I think the last 2 years that was my mindset of I want it now. I can't snap my fingers. I want it now.
We'll work on
And
that
like
before you get it.
right before the new year, I was like, wait, there used to be a grind that was oh so good. You know what really got me thinking about this?
What?
It's kind of weird. Mr. Beast.
Okay.
I listened to a lot of his podcasts with Joe Rogan, and I was listening to Mr. Beast and the grind that he had and growing his empire to what it is today, and how he struggled for so long, but he made so many mistakes and he kept chasing after something. He was never satisfied. Even today, he's not satisfied. And
Right.
I was like, where's that at? Where's that at in me? So I'm like, hey, let's find that again. So that's kind of where I'm at.
Yeah, and getting to a point to where you're comfortable is one of the worst points you can ever get to. If you're content, now you need to be content so you're not constantly striving to get more stuff. But as far as like being content in your personal development,
Mm-hmm.
whether it be with your faith or maturity or whatever it is, you've got to keep striving on that. Because if you get to a point where you're like, "Oh, I'm good," then that's when you get lazy and you end up going backwards rather than continuing on the path forward like you were going.
Yeah. So I got lazy. I got complacent. So
And
that
now
that
you're
was that
back
was
on the
that's
grind.
me. So again, I think that's the mindset I had going into this year is like, is take one step at a time, one day at a time. The journey's gonna change you, but enjoy the journey, enjoy the grind. There's gonna be some struggle. Embrace it. Embrace. There's the old thing like embrace the suck.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the things that you want to get, you've got to work to get. So embrace the suck and just do it.
And when you really want it,
Because
man, that's the fun part, like diving in and going into that. I know from a couple different businesses I've been into, the excitement of building it and like it was more time than what you would have given to something normally, and the effort you put in and things like that. But if it's something that you can find passion in the chase for, then I mean it's all worthwhile, and you find out that that's really what you wanted. It wasn't necessarily the goal you were trying to get to. It was just like you hear, you know, professional athletes whenever they retire, a lot of them miss the camaraderie. It wasn't, oh, I won the Super Bowl, so it's great. It's the biggest thing they'll miss is the time with the guys, whether it's in the
mm-hmm,
weight room or at practice or whatever, where you're all going through something together, as a community, to be able to be closer to another human being.
mm-hmm.
And
I think that guys have that kind of that locker room brotherhood or locker room mentality, and like I'm not trying to trust me. I had no glory days in high school,
right.
but yeah, I think there was a part of the aspect of it. I think everybody, guys especially, are like you want to be able to say you put your foot your hand in the dirt and work towards something, and you put some sweat equity in, and one day, months from now, you'll look in the mirror and go, hey, I look different, I feel different, I feel better, it doesn't feel so heavy. Like
Yeah,
those thoughts aren't always there anymore.
I
Like
think so. Some of the greatest pride or proud moments that you have, I won't say proud, but the proudest moments that I've had is when you look back on the struggle and you get, maybe close to your goal. Maybe you're not even there, but you look back and you see how you've been able to accomplish all of this part that was hard, that you didn't think was going to, that you were going to be able to get done. And just the struggle, and go back and be able to just reflect on that for just a little bit. Because like I said, obviously you can't, once you get to where you're going, now you got to find the new struggle. And
mm-hmm,
so I think that's how we ought to sum this up. 2023 should be the year to where everybody finds the struggle you want to be in and you embrace it.
yeah, I like that. I'm gonna write that down on my vision board.
Okay, there you
Find the
go.
struggle and embrace it.
All right, guys, that's it for this episode. We hope, if y'all want to do a vision board, do a vision board like Jermaine, and just, enjoy the struggle this year.
Yeah, enjoy this, embrace it. Thanks for listening.
See y'all next time.